Welcome back to our video series on the book of Ephesians. We're in chapter 6, verse 9 this week, continuing a discussion about slaves and masters and how Christian slaves and masters should handle that relationship. Now, back then in the Roman Empire, they had slaves, and we've talked about a good cultural transition for Christian communities is to discuss these encouragements by Paul, admonishments to the employer-employee relationship. We've been talking about the employee in the last few verses that he or she should serve their masters as unto God, whether they're frustrated or not with work, while they're there to put on a good testimony, watching their speech and behavior and doing a good job. So they will, as working unto God, will provide a good testimony. Verse 9 turns the tables, though, and talks to the masters, of the bosses, and encourages them to treat their employees in a godlike way, not threatening them or abusing them, but knowing that they have a master in heaven that has treated them graciously through Christ to salvation and in their Christian walk, and that they serve God through their employer job and duties, to treat them in a way that is according to how God would have them, in a respectful and loving way and helpful way, but also in a way that would get the work done and help them along to get those jobs done in whatever way that is needed, consistent with God. So that's really critical because it's also a testimony to our community and how we treat others below us, whether by contract or as an employee. It speaks volumes in terms of our relationship to God and attracting other people to them. What we have to do as Christians in our employment, not only to get that job done in an excellent fashion, but also think about, hey, are we being the type of person that when we come to speak the gospel and to speak about God, they'll respect us because of how we've conducted ourselves professionally. So God wants, and finishing this topic, God has placed order in society and order in relationships where we respect those above us, whether it's in the family, God himself, government, which it did not talk about in Ephesians, but does in 1 Peter 2 and Romans 13, and in our work relationships. We're ordered in such a way that it allows business to go forward and peace and prosperity to be allowed with good government. But in doing so, the gospel can go forward then unhindered in a peaceful, prosperous society. Thanks for joining me today to talk about these important points. Next week, we get into the armor of God verses, and this is one of the most profound and important passages in the New Testament. Thanks for joining me today, but join me then, and I think you'll learn a lot in terms of what the wonderful things God has for us.